And let's correct the record. So this commenter here who's watching the show said, Drea de Matteo Hollywood may cancel, but America respects courage and somebody standing strong. I've seen you say, though, I wasn't canceled. I haven't been canceled by Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I wasn't, because I listen, I wasn't working that much to begin with. So when I stood up for what I believed in, I didn't really, I was already canceled because I didn't get vaccinated. That was my first misdemeanor. Like, no matter what I did, it just seemed like everything just started to spiral out of control. And the ways in which I tried to save my home and all that, and that went explosive with my protest OnlyFans page, which was kind of a political statement also. I know that sounds crazy, but it was, and still is. But so yeah, people always are like, they'll have you back. I'm like, I wasn't really there to begin with. I mean, yes, I was dropped by my agent without a phone call. That's true.
Really?
Over mandates. But look, you had a comment on there earlier about liberals don't want to come on and debate. I am the liberal. I am the liberal that will come on and talk about everything, because I felt more at home on the right side of things. Now I just sort of feel like I don't want to take any sides anymore, because I just believe the whole thing is absolutely maniacal, and I just follow where the common sense goes. The common sense was where, Kennedy was going. And even, I had more in common with a lot of MAGA folks at that time. So I stood strong over there. But my big issue was more, don't tell us what to put in our bodies, man. That's it. Like, I wasn't, and then all the other politics were just crazy. It's just all the social issues. Everything is, it's a case of inverted politics. It's like a playbook. Anyway, I'll just keep rambling.
Let's talk about that journey. No, I don't want to stop you, but I do want to. I want to learn more about that journey, because if I have the details right, or the facts right, I believe you voted for Biden in 2020. But then, as you mentioned, RFK, MAGA, Donald Trump, you made a journey, by your own words, towards common sense in 2024. You just brought up COVID. You brought up a lot of the social issues. Like, what pushed you along? And I respect that you're kind of telling me as well. I think I'm hearing you say, I'm still on that journey, and I'm not like situated anywhere permanently or fixed. But that part of your journey, going from what you said, I'm that liberal who all of a sudden didn't like someone dictating everything about me. How did it go? Like, what were the waters that pushed you along that journey?
I mean, I think the COVID thing was definitely the first thing. I've never voted in my life until I voted for Biden. I always believed that the whole system was rigged like crazy, whatever, just like a super hippie. What I thought was really interesting was that all of sort of these hippie-ish things, all of the things that the left stood for, like not wanting to put foreign substances inside your body, like being into nature, being into natural stuff, taking natural medicines, eating healthier food. Like, that was kind of the granola California hippie way. And then all of a sudden, California turned into this like psycho totalitarian. All of America did. The whole world did. When you orchestrate an entire shutdown of an entire planet, then I have questions. Now I want to investigate. Now I want to understand. And I know you guys can't all the time. You guys can't. Like, I don't want to say things that'll never get me invited back onto Fox News. But I know, we all understand what goes on to a large degree, and we can say certain things, we can't say other things. But I also felt like, and yes, I am on a journey, and that was the problem I had with liberals. Not all of them. Some of them understood that all the goalposts were moving, and that the world was changing, and that really strange things were going on. And some woke up and moved over. But now I think a lot of those people are waking up and feeling like, man, this is just going to be rebranded now. Like, some of this stuff that we were fighting for is unless there's a really intense game of 5D chess being played behind the scenes, which I hope, and I'm always sort of defending that possibility. But unless that's there are a lot of things that feel very reminiscent of what was going on the left, except it's just being sort of rebranded. It's just, and presented by the person that we had more faith in.
Okay, I want to dig into that. I'm not going to avoid that. I want to hear your opinion on that. But before I go into that, but I want to, because I'm curious, and then I don't know what Fox can't talk about, but I know what I can talk about. And this is my hour, and I can talk about what I want to talk about on Will Cain Country. But before I get into it, I just want to, because this is something I'm curious about as well. So, you said earlier, I really wasn't in it. And by in it, I don't know what you mean. I don't know if you mean like fully in Hollywood, fully in celebrity culture, or fully working to your heart's content in entertainment. But you certainly are in it more than me. You're certainly more in it than anyone watching or listening right now. And I'm curious what that meant for your relationships. You just told us about your agent, but I mean even your personal relationships or working relationships, your fellow actors, when you're on set, when you start to have these conversations, maybe on set, maybe personal life, and you're starting to make this movement, right? From I guess Biden to RFK and Trump. I'm just curious how those conversations went. How was that received personally?
I didn't really, I'm a pretty private person. I was never, first of all, if you would have told me years ago that I would be on the news talking about all this stuff in the last year, I would say I don't even know who that person is, but I would never in a million years think that I'd be on Fox all the time talking about politics like I was last year. It's the most bizarre thing ever. I think I slipped into another dimension for real. But I think that might be that might be the thing that people sort of see. Like, I have some weird neighbors that like to cut down our trees without our permission. And I'm like, I really prefer you not do that. Let the tree breathe for a minute. Let's figure it out. Like, I'll have the tree cut down. Then she'll start cutting down my trees. Then there'll be an argument about it with my boyfriend and the neighbor. And then I come out and now she said, I'm telling her, how could you do this? Like, this is not like we have to protect these beautiful trees. Like, I'm that guy. I mean, I'm not psycho about it, but I'm also a New Yorker. It's like, don't touch my property. Like, what are you, crazy? Like, you can't. And she's a New Yorker. Then I start getting tons of text messages of me in a MAGA hat, me, and telling me that I don't love her people, that I am a racist, that so these were the things that I'm like, hold on a minute. This president is the one who's, got his hand on the wall. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's for you. I don't know why. So if you're that short-sighted and you really don't know what's happening in the world, like, you can't condemn me for voting for Trump. Like, and by the way, who cares? I voted for Biden last time. I believed that Trump was the Antichrist, just like everybody else. And then I was like, wait a minute. I didn't have even an ounce of the information of what was going on. I was making decisions based on headlines, like a lot of people do. Like, I'm not afraid to admit that. So I went really deep into trying to understand what was going on.